Howdy, 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 everyone. Welcome to another Rokoko Office Hours. I'm Sam Lazarus, creative director for Rokoko. And hey, Alberto. Hey, Duxie. As always, office hours are a time when we're live. You can come and chat, ask questions about workflow, Rokoko hardware, software, any problems you're having. And then we've been recording some free mocap to give out to people. So we're going to do that today as well. And sounds low? Interesting. How about that? A little bit better? I think I'm a little bit far away from my mic. Let me know if it's all clicky and stuff too. I might need to do a stream reset if that's the case. Um, but yeah, I think we've recorded almost 10 weeks of free mocap. It's got to be over 100 assets. And so there'll be a link to find those in the description below. I don't know if it's there now, but you can find it in the other ones. Hey, Lost Five. Hey, Mike. Good to see y'all. So yeah, let's make some mocap, as always. Other things just to mention before we get into it, we have a Rokoko Discord that's great if you ever have problems or you want some inspiration or you want to post some works in progress. We also announce our contests and stuff on there. We have a huge contest coming up for May, I believe. So stay tuned for that. But that's at discord.gg/Rokoko. And I'll put that in the discord.gg/Rokoko. Boom. And then also there is a link in the description below about where you can go to request mocap. If you have mocap that you want to make, put it in the chat if you're here. But if you're seeing this later, you can request mocap for another office hours at that link. Ooh, got my sausage tucked in. Okay, let's make some mocap. Let's do it, guys. So yeah, today there's a couple things that we have on the request list that we're gonna do. Piloting a starship, so maybe we'll give that another try. We did that last week. I haven't put that mocap up yet, but that'll be up. Maybe we'll do it again. Animation where a character is waving their hands like they're explaining something, like a guide explaining to visitors, or a man presenting a business idea, or woman. So we can do that for sure. I like this one, a grandfather sitting on a park bench, and then like the grandson and his son like playing in front of him. Yeah. And then, hey, Bagheera, I think then the other thing we're going to do, so we're going to do some of those requests, and then I also want to do some walk cycles, and I keep seeing these cute little, like, walk cycle, cute animation guys on my feed and Instagram. So I thought we'd take, like, a very stylized character. Oh, God. Her. In this pack of characters I just got. And like throw a pretty simple Marvelous Designer either sweatshirt or like shawl on her, and then have like a loop where she's walking, and maybe some like cute little. When I see it, it's like someone on a skateboard, and there's like little like things coming up from the ground to kind of symbolize her movement forward or their movement forward. We'd also put her on a bike. So maybe we'll use the motion library a little bit to check that out as well, because there's some good bike animations on there. So nothing fancy and marvelous. I'm just going to get in there and, show my workflow for using it. Ironically, Cinema 4D R26 I think just came out. I'm still on R23, and there's a whole new cloth system in that. I haven't dug into it yet because none of my plugins are probably compatible yet. Need those plugins, including my Rokoko plugin. So we're gonna use Marvelous Designer. But anyway, got to create some mocap before we can do any of that. So yeah, like a simple scarf for. I have a great shawl. Marvelous is marvelous. But it's also a pain in the ass. It can be really difficult. I find it really difficult to work with too when I get ambitious. So I try to keep things like very simple with Marvelous Designer now. And then you'll get great results because you have like a cool dynamic thing happening. So I'm wearing a smartsuit Pro 2 powered by a single battery. We're going to be working in Rokoko Studio Legacy, which, as I say every time, until beta is in a better spot for production, type stuff when you're playing around, and when you're doing things that like are like for production or something, you want to use legacy. So we're gonna do legacy. Beta's coming along. It's getting better every day. The team is fantastic. They're working really hard on it, trying to get it just to a place where we can start taking advantage of all the smartsuit Pro 2 things. But you can get in there and play around. It's just not what I use on the daily. Still, it's still a beta, and I don't want anything to go wrong midstream. Too much pressure. Make a smartsuit Pro 2 and Marvelous. I think somebody did that. I'm not going to do that because I don't know how to do that. Okay. I want to repower my suit. I don't know if I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, but I have a dedicated, I'm not. I have a dedicated router that I have sitting right here. I always recommend using a dedicated router for your mocap. Rokoko mocap works off of Wi-Fi, so you want the best possible Wi-Fi connection for your mocap data. And I'm just gonna, I like making myself kind of big so you can see what I'm doing in the real world. Okay, now let's repower the suit. Reallusion, iClone 8. Interesting. We're gonna have to do a new plugin, I guess, for that probably. I haven't. We have a iClone 7 plugin. We have tutorials for how it works. I've seen some great stuff with Reallusion. I'm not. I find that people usually they invest very heavily in the Reallusion suite, and I haven't. Like that's how they get those really good results, and I haven't done that. So I don't use it that much, but I think it's really great for a lot of things. I've seen some really Digital Puppets is a channel that has a Rokoko suit, and they have like VTubers and stuff that they make in iClone. Excuse me, I might be getting sick as well, so I'm gonna try not to cough into the mic. But yeah, we have a bunch of people who work in iClone. There's great stuff in there. I just don't use it too often. Pretty much stick to my Cinema 4D. Boom! Hello. We'd also do some face capture today. Whatever you guys want. Like, if you guys want some mocap, put it in the comments and we'll do it. That's why we're here. We're gonna make some mocap. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get started on these requests. This is our straight pose. Always do our Rokoko straight pose. Calibrate the suit. Make everything look good. And yeah, I also got my smart gloves working, of course. Yeah. Looking good. Got my sausage suit. Ugh. Okay. So let's do this. So the first one, we're just going to go easy, knock these off pretty quick. Luke, I am your father. We can do that. Yeah, let's do a Luke, I am your father. I think he's like leaning. And he's like, which side is Darth Vader on? Because it's from the back. And I think he's like that, right? Luke, I am your father. He's like leaning on that thing. Yeah, we can do that. But first, we're just going to do some of these easier ones. Animation where a character is waving their hands and explaining something like a guide. So, easy. Kind of like a little idle. But let's do it. I'm going to record. I don't know. I'm just always talking to myself when I do things like that. Looks pretty good. Let's check it out. Then let's do Luke, I am your father. That sounds good. Hi, I'm a tour guide. let me explain about whatever this thing is that we're in front of. Yeah, that's fine. That looks good. Got my little bocce dog barking in the background. Put my coffee here. That'll be a smart move, I'm sure. Okay, let's do another calibration. Do a lot of calibrations. So let's do a Darth Vader Luke moment here. I'm pretty sure he's like leaning on like a railing, and he's like leaning forward. Luke, I am your father. Come with me, and together we will rule the galaxy. And then Luke jumps. You know, I do, sometimes even, like, it's amazing how you can take really simple mocap, right? And it doesn't have a ton of motion, but, like, you can still get a very unique performance out of this. And especially, like, with Vader's flowing cape, like, would look cool. Looks pretty good. Okay, Star Wars mocap for the day. Gotta do at least one. Attack on Titan, yeah. Hey, Neuralite. Did he not say I am your father? I thought he did. I thought that's like what he says. That's the whole thing. Okay, let's do another one of these request mocaps. Piloting a starship using a two-handed steering control. We did do this last week, so I'm not going to do that because we already got it in the bag. Okay, so this one's fun. This is 3 characters. A grandfather sitting on a park bench and leans forward in amazement and watching his son and grandson walking around and being silly and having fun. And then the son and then the grandson. So it's like a whole little scene. This, maybe we'll render this, because this could be interesting to do too. That's fun. Twerk. Do it, just do it. We already did do it, just do it. That was like, I loved doing that. Yeah, I want to pull that up actually. So we did a bunch of memes one week. And yeah, we have this do it, just do it totally. You can download it for yourself. I don't know if we ever posted it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So we did it with Mando. Which is a lot of fun. And I don't think you can hear the audio. But he doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. He says, no, well, it doesn't matter because there's no facial motion capture. Okay. Let's do this grandson thing, but put other recommendations in the chat or on the list. I think somebody may have added twerk. Oh, the things I do for Rokoko office hours. Okay, let's do a grandfather sitting on a park bench. So I'm gonna need my chair. You might not be able to see me. I'm going to turn off this motion blur too. Background blur. Because that doesn't help. Okay, so first is a grandfather on a park bench leaning forward in amazement as he watches his son and grandson play. Which, of course, these could be any gender or whatever. Okay. Whoa. Studio froze there for a second. Hold on. What happened there? That was interesting. Let's watch that back. Weird. Haven't seen that one before. Let's try that again. Okay. pretty good. And there's obviously going to need to be some cleanup there. But we have workflows for that, and it's actually not that difficult to do simple cleanup, like just making sure that his hands are actually on his knees. He's actually holding his heart. You can see it's out in front of the chest. But that's all typical of certainly Rokoko, inertial mocap, and most inertial mocap systems is that it's not going to be perfect. So you got to do a little bit of cleanup. Okay. An extremely silly walk. Yeah, we could do an extremely silly walk. Okay, punch the ground like Batman punching a bad guy. Yeah, I do want to actually do a couple Batmans. I really want to do a like a Batman leaning, like on a on top of a building, a trash can, like something like Batman on top of a building. I just watched The Batman on HBO Max, and it is so... That movie blew me away. I absolutely loved it. Okay, sorry. So punch the ground like Batman punching a bad guy. Like in the new Batman movie. Sure, we can do that. Okay, Steve Dublin. I would love a jump scare followed by a walk off to the left while glancing back at camera. So, Steve, that's like somebody is like, whoa. Like, they get scared, right? Like, they're watching something. Or are they sitting? Maybe they're watching a movie. No, I think they're standing. They're watching something, and then they walk off to their left. I want to do their left, but correct me if that's wrong. Be like... kind of thing. Yeah, it was really long. Okay, let's do... Okay, sorry. So we did the grandfather. Let's do the other two first. So now it's like the dad playing with the son kind of vibe. I don't have a ton of space in my office, so we'll do the best that we can. Okay, let's watch that. Oh no. Sometimes I do a double recording. Delete, delete. Let's watch this. Probably some foot cleanup we got to do on this guy. So it's like the son is following the dad. The dad kind of scares him. Then they do a high five. Some funky knee pop in there. So we can fix some of that though. So that's pretty good, I think. Okay, so now, so what happens in that again? Okay. Oh, he gets scared. He runs away. Eventually in Studio Beta, he'll be able to load in the other take and act against it, which will be so great. Not there yet. Okay. Now we're doing the sun. Young child acting. Ace, how you doing? Can you maybe record two people going into an elevator and then going up while standing around? Yes. So, two people both entering the elevator, right? Yeah, we can definitely do that. That's a good one. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I don't have a ton of. We'll make space. This is the elevator door right here. Okay, well that set is pretty good, I think. Look at this little kid. Okay, let's do getting into an elevator. No, let's do Batman punching someone, and then we'll do elevator. And then we'll do a couple Batman leans or something. Sure, definitely, Ace. Let's do it. Okay, let's do Batman punching the shit out of someone. Oh, gonna pull a muscle. I wish I had more space in this room. It is also kind of getting hot in this room. Gotta clean up that. Looks like. Oh yeah, didn't pick up my things. This is like blocks a punch, I was thinking. That's pretty good. I'm gonna keep that as. Let's do the elevator. Walking with a flashlight in your hand, like. That kind of thing. Let's do elevator first. The goal is to make at least 10 of these every time. Somebody's gonna you're gonna have to have elevator music in your heads. Okay. Let's check that out. You got to go to your Batman FU training. Yeah, I do. Hitting the button. Somebody else walks up. Get in the elevator. Hit their button. Then the person asks for. That's some good boredom acting right there. Look at that. The person exits. Pretty good. Okay, let's do person number 2. So they come up on person number 1's left. So I don't have enough space to really do that walking, but we'll make it work. Two elevator peoples. That one, you know, it's like, I wish I had more space, but I don't. It did. Idlest idle of all idols. So this is, okay, and then I just did like walk. Oh, I'm walking up. You just move them into frame. First person enters. Board. Yeah, I got like blankets and stuff on the ground, so my walking is a little bit awkward, but I think that'll work. You could always fix that in post. Okay, what else are we doing? Oh, a flashlight. Oh, jump scare walking off to the left for Steve. Yeah, totally. Let's do that. Okay, that's easy. We'll just start with kind of like an idle. I'm going to be looking this way. I ran into my wall. Pretty good spook, I think. Pretty good scare. Watching something that a coworker brought to me. Whoa! Freaked me out. I'm out of here. Spooky. Kennedy, hey, what's going on? Good to see ya. If you got mocap, do a reco, and we'll get it done. Okay, I'm gonna do Batman leaning out. Kennedy, we are still using Legacy, which is still what I recommend for pretty much everyone because beta is still a beta. And especially like when I'm live streaming, you know, I recommend everyone use Legacy for anything that is like production or like where you need to make sure that it is the most stable it can be. Beta is still a beta and it's still got problems and hopefully it won't for much longer. We don't want it to. We want it to be done. But until that happens, we recommend you keep using Legacy, which I try to be incredibly clear about. Yeah, we're working on offline because that's huge. We know people need offline. I need the offline. We need offline. There will be an offline version, yeah, for beta. I do. Yeah, I do. Everything just seems a little bit snappier. I mean, the like components are slightly better, is what I'm told. I also like it's powered by a single battery, so that makes it a lot better. It's just less weight on my body, so I like that. Yeah, you do have to go into beta to use like boost mode and EMF gloves, which is more accurate hand tracking. But like for V2, like anything live, like I don't need to be dealing with a potential problem on a live stream, you know. Yeah, but I do. I mean, this suit is also just a little bit newer, but I still V1 still works great too. I don't know. I think when beta is fully baked, there will be a real incredible difference. Yeah. Yeah, but like Legacy is great. So use Legacy like for stuff because it is still just the stable like beta yeah. It was kind of similar for, I mean, we'll see about Unreal 5. I haven't really, I just downloaded it yesterday. But in the alpha, like, I think a lot of people were thinking about, like, do we just port over our projects into the alpha now? And whenever I would go into it, like, I would run into, like, it was awesome, and I'd turn on Nanite, and it was dope. But then I would run into, there were just problems with it. So it wasn't reliable. So, yeah, same thing with our beta is it's not for production. Is always how I, so basically anytime you're trying to make assets like for a client or for yourself, whatever, use legacy. Okay, I want to do Batman leaning. I kind of want to do Batman in like I want to recreate Batman in that hallway scene with the flashing guns. I'm not going to do it because it's going to take too much time, I think, but Batman leaning over the city I really want to do. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to do a little calibration pose. Okay, this is Batman, channeling Batman. Let's check that out. Because I definitely want to do a render with this. Oh, and then walk cycles. We gotta do some walk cycles. Oh, and wearing the Marvelous Designer. Right, we're doing Marvelous Designer. Let's do that. I love just. Okay, man, I want to do this again because I want it to be stable. I got a text. Flash sale. Oh my god. Okay. Calibration. Give me Batman. I don't think my leg was bent. I was getting a pretty weird artifact. Let's do it one more time. Cool. Oh, I can hear that score still. Okay, and then now we're gonna do some fun like looping stuff. So I want to do two things. One is just like a simple shot, and this is we're gonna hop into Marvelous Designer. So like of this character, and she's wearing this fun shawl or sweater, and she's just kind of like she's standing, and she's like. Just like enjoying her shawl. And then the other one, I want to try and do some walk cycles, which you can't really do with the gloves. This is the downside of this glove ready smart suit. It doesn't have hand sensors without the gloves. It's meant to be used with the gloves, and you can't use the looping function really with the gloves. So we'll try. We'll see what we can do. It might actually be fine. Yeah, I think that there's a workaround. Anyway, okay. This is her wearing the shawl. There we go. Let's take a peek at that. Yeah. Okay, let's try some walk cycles. So, definitely going to do a calibration pose on these. You know what I might actually do is I can disconnect my gloves and they'll hold the position that they're in. So maybe I'll try that. Break the whole system. That should normally work. Oh, well, I don't know. I guess I didn't like that. Let's repower. Let's just keep the gloves and try and see what we can get. Calibration pose. Hi, is it possible to make a fight scene with two people by mocapping both combatants yourself? It absolutely is. Get piano lessons. Which I should do. Yeah, it is. It's just difficult because it's hard to do the timing, but there's a guy named David Maycomber who actually, I think, made a video about it. He uses a Rokoko suit. David Maycomber. I think that's his name. He's one of the VFX stunt coordinators on some of the Marvel shows like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's a fight designer or whatever. But he does stuff. He does previs using the suit at home, so he'll mock up scenes, and yeah, it's just complicated. You got to do the timing, and then what's really hard is anything involving grappling. Like that's really tough, and I think in CG, kind of regardless, because interaction between digital objects that aren't there, like the best way to do it is to actually have someone. If you're grappling, like this is like not as good as holding an object, even if it's like a pillow, because your arms are going to be more steady. So like grappling, arm locks and stuff, you know, that's tough because you're going to have intersection, and so it can just be a pain in the butt. Okay, but yeah, let's do a walk cycle. I'm going to do another calibration. And I'm kind of thinking of a very happy-go-lucky walk cycle, which we could also probably use the motion library for, but I want to try and make it in Studio. Key is going to be not to have crossed legs, and we're going to check out each one, and we're going to look at these in real time. Okay, so this is pretty good. So if we want to loop this. Oh, sneeze. Excuse me. So right foot down, hold down shift, click on the timeline, and then we need to find the next loop of this cycle, right? So it's right foot down, right? So then this could be a loop, or, oh yeah, that has to be our loop. So right here, boom. Then shift, oh, I'm so sorry, shift and click these three little dots and you'll bring up this menu, make it loopable, start from origin, align motion to axis, close loop, process changes. Yeah, and you can see these hands aren't right? It looks like I don't like this one as much. This kind of looks like, oh, because the hands are supposed to be like a march. So the hands are supposed to be, that is taking away a lot. Don't want to close the loop. What does this look like in motion? It looks a little robotic. Okay, let's not use that. Let's record a new one. I want this to be happy. I want a real happy person. So I'm always going to do a new calibration pose. Maybe I'll do a little skip. I always do a little skip, which is fun, but okay. What's walking happy? Like that. Like that's what I want. Yeah. Okay. A little happy walk. Let's try that. Yeah. This is great. So let's clean up this really quick, this mocap. Foot goes down, foot comes up, foot goes down, foot comes up, doesn't touch the floor, down, and I ended it right there. Process changes. Drinking coffee while standing, that one's a lot easier, right? Okay, let's do right foot. Let's do like that. Drinking coffee could be good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good little happy loop. This could be great. Oh yeah, he did. I saw that. I might just do this. And we'll figure out what we're going to do about these hands. We're going to do the loop in Cinema. Bake out an alembic. Yeah, should work. Okay, I think we're done. Any last ones, like Batman ones? No, I think we got them. I got what I want to play with. And again, we're going to make all this available for everyone. I'll put a download link. I'll probably edit it later today. Okay, let's move on to Marvelous. Prepping for Marvelous with our character. We're going to be using this little sweetheart. And especially for our purposes in Marvelous, she doesn't have a lot of, this is going to be good because in Marvelous, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, right? But the big problem comes when you start getting intersection, right? And cloth gets stuck in these little, between the two, bits of the mesh, right? And her arm is quite, that's not going to be as much of a problem. She's just going to be wearing a shawl too. So yeah, she's super cute. This little headband, and then yeah, very cartoony. It's gonna be good. Okay, as always, I take the suit off live. I mean, not with showing video, but it is kind of fun. See what happens when the suit comes off. So we'll do that. I'm not going to record it this time. Oh my god. I'll just unplug. It's not liking when I... it's interesting. Maybe we pushed an update or something to the gloves, but they don't like... Normally they don't have that reaction to being unplugged. Duxie, it really didn't take long at all. Marvelous is really easy to use, especially for someone who's like a little cheater like me, who is always learning the bare minimum to make something cool in a program. There's a bunch of tutorials about it. You can also, you can make your own stuff in Marvelous, but you can also purchase a lot of really cool stuff, which is what I do too. I just cheat. But it's easy to make shirts and dresses and kind of more simple clothing. Really, if you're in Cinema 4D, it sounds like with these new updates, it's going to make more sense to stick in Cinema. I don't know if you are, but if not, Houdini can also be like a good, clothing system, and then you're learning Houdini too, which is pretty good as well. Okay, let me put some pants on here. Usually wear my smart suit just over my boxers. I'm gonna lower down my camera. Excuse me while I mute, just while I blow my nose. Love my little stand-up desk converter. Oh. There we go. Back. Okay. Boop. Okay, let's do this thing. So I like that walk, and let's just do the walk, because that's what I'm curious about. Okay, so let's export this. I'm going to export it as let me rename it. Loop Happy Walk. Export that. I already got my. So I use Maya for all my retargeting. It's what I recommend. Maya or Blender. They have the best retargeting tools, in my opinion. All the programs have retargeting tools. But some of them are better than others. Not really. It's just what you're comfortable with. This is what I know. This is what I learned. And Maya is particularly good at retargeting because that's what they've been doing for the last 30 years. So free Mocap 09. Here's our Happy Walk loop. Let's import it. We have tutorials on our website about what I'm doing in Maya. I'm basically doing some characterization. There's a human IK preset to assign all the bones to my bone map. Then I take my character 1. I assign my character 2, which is my mocap. And look what we got here. We got a cute little... A cute little loop. And if we were to shorten this, we wouldn't get that T-pose at the beginning. We got a loop for our character. Oh dear, Mike is echoing. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry everyone. Turned on the wrong thing. Ooh, that must have been annoying. My apologies. Okay, so this looks good. I'm going to bake this to a control rig so we can fix those hands. And it's really easy to do mocap editing in Maya too, which is why I love it. It just makes it really simple. So I can add the, I forgot, shouldn't have done that. But I can add the hands to, I'll add each one to its own animation layer. Then I'm just going to rotate it into position. add a keyframe. Okay, and we might have to add several keyframes. So here, it should be kind of like that. And then at the end of the loop, let's grab this keyframe. Let's copy it. And let's paste it here. So now we should have a loop. Yep, there we go. I don't like this clipping, obviously. So we also need to just add a keyframe there. Looks good. Ooh, that was loud probably, I'm sorry. Now let's do this one. Add it to its own adjustment layer. Keyframe. 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 Don't like this clipping. Keyframe. There we go. And we can fix these thumbs too. I don't like seeing character reference. Is this clipping too? No. Oh yeah, she's clipping right there. Look at that. Go back to that layer, select this hand. Ooh, no, no. There we go. Pretty cute. And let's fix these thumbs. So you can see it's because at the T pose, let's go back to the T pose. Oh, interesting. It's not giving me my T pose anymore. That's interesting. Doesn't really matter though. I'm going to add these thumbs to their own adjustment layers. And we are going to fix these. Just make them look a little bit more natürlich, natural. Oh, they look kind of funky. That's okay. That looks better than they did before. Add this one to its own adjustment layer. There we go. There we go. And now we got our little animation. Cool. So this looks great. So what's next? Let's export this FBX. And we are going to bring this into Cinema, and then we're going to go from Cinema to Marvelous. Happy walk, glasses, headband from Maya. Just going to go through, sample everything, and then we are going to start a new project and import our character. Oop. She is too small. Scale her up. Okay, and now we can do something cool. Which is, this is pretty much ready to go because we just need an alembic. But what I want to do is I want to add a motion clip. So if I go to, I select my null with my character in it, go to animate, add motion clip, uncheck remove included animation. This is going to open up Cinema 4D's timeline editor. And if we click this clip, because we just made this clip, so the animation happening in our null, all the keyframes have been contained into this clip now. And if we just go to loop, add 10 loops, look at what we got going here. We got our cute little animation. Very adorable. There we go. And so this is what we're going to add to Marvelous Designer. So this isn't actually the workflow that we're going to, because I'm going to be using this like shawl thing. Let's go find this shawl that I have. Where is that shawl? Marvelous Designer shawl. In my Marvelous Designer folder, which is not on screen because I don't want to show you how messy it is. I keep a wardrobe of my Marvelous Designer. Okay, what was that? Loose stage wear. What is it called? What is it called? I don't know, so I'm gonna have to go find it. Duxie, sorry, I just saw this. I would recommend Maya for retargeting in general. That being said, I wouldn't recommend it if you were already familiar with Blender. If you're already familiar with Blender, Blender is fantastic, and there's a lot of stuff in Blender that you can get the same exact style of kind of cleanup with a control rig in Blender. You can't really do that easily in Cinema 4D. So that is like, I would definitely recommend Maya or Blender over Cinema 4D for retargeting or cleanup. It just, Cinema is based on Mixamo skeleton. I don't know. Maybe it's easier than I think it is. But I've found it to be very difficult. Okay. Shawl outfit women's. Oops. Oh, that's how you spill your coffee all over everything. Let's open up Marvelous. I'll show you this shawl. So I wanted to find one of these things for reference to show you what I'm trying to do, but it'll become pretty clear. Like, you see these cutesy, you know, little animations, I think, all the time. Let's make her like more of a cute little clay texture. Up that spec. What do you mean no specular? Are you being silly? Add my HDRI. My go-to HDRI, room HDRI. Very cute. Now she's starting to look a little bit better. Where is the spec? There you go. Oh, gotta be in my path tracing mode. What am I doing? 400. So, you know, like this sort of little thing. Add a little reflecty surface. Make this crazy long. Let's rotate this HDRI. Let's give her a little bit more light. Not that much. Part of the stream where Sam goes weirdly quiet. Okay, so it's, you know, it's like this sort of thing. And then there's usually like cute little things like popping up as she's walking. We'll handle that later. First, I just want to do my alembic and get it into Marvelous. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take her geometry, right click it, let's save this project to the right place. Office hours, marvelous, cute. And then right click, bake to Alembic. And guess what? We're going to have an Alembic. Sign into my Marvelous. Let's see if I'm at it. Oh my God, my license has been expired. Oh no. Well, guess what? I ain't paying for this right now. Oh, it's so expensive. Wait, my license expired? Did it? I could have swore that it was not expired. In which case, we're not going to go into Marvelous. Ah, sorry. We have brought up the idea of a jitter filter. Oh my God. But we don't have it yet. Beta. Hopefully we'll add it to beta. It's the plan there. But we're still just trying to get beta to a better spot before we do stuff like that. Okay, well, what we can do instead... Oh, that's so frustrating. We can make a scarf instead. So let's do that. And this is how we're going to do it. Boop. Boop. So we got a little scarf. Man, maybe we'll go and do Batman stuff instead. Trying to think about the best way to get this scarf around her neck. I think this might be it. We'll see. We'll see. Let's try something really. You're really getting dirty. This is how I do it. Messy. Dirty ass modeling. Woo. Boom. Oh no. Dirty, dirty modeling. But I think this will work, so take that. Okay. Thank God I'm on frame 0. Oh no. Don't want it intersecting with her to start. Right? This is how the dirty sausage gets made. Sorry for all the silence, but just trying to get this stupid thing to position. There we go. And now let's try last rotation. Maybe this might not work at all. I think it probably will though. Okay, let's see. Let's make this a cloth object. Save our scene. Let's make her a cloth collider. Add a bunch of iterations to this. Oh God, of course. Ooh, this could be messy. I'm gonna freeze my computer. No, of course this does not work. Oh, marvelous. What the hell, man? Can we take this into Vellum? I don't... Of course that doesn't work. What was I thinking? Well, we could just do like a cute... Maybe we'll do Batman instead. Go work on Batman for a second. Should have checked my Marvelous Designer subscription probably before doing this. Marvelous. Let's go look at it. Maybe I'll just get it for the month. Yeah, because I do want to do it. Okay. Okay. Wait. No license. Oh, yeah, so I do have a license. I'm sorry, everyone. What? Hold on. Let me sign in again. My account. Okay, sorry everyone. Let me just do this. I'm almost done. Just getting my month. Hold on. Let's go big while I do this so you guys can't check out my payment information. Yeah, I know. I'm not a modeler. So it's not my strength. Turn my background blur back on, make myself look all good. There we go. And okay, let me open Marvelous back up. Okay. Not doing an update. Yes. Now we're good to go. Now, although my alembic looked kind of funky, I just want to open up my alembic and see if it looked right, because we might need to redo that. Hey, alembic. That looks right. We go to animation. Just make sure it plays. There she is. Doesn't matter that she's down too low through the floor, because we're not going to use the floor on this one. So now we just need to go, and we're going to go and open up our little shawl. First. We got our shawl. So we're just using this shawl. We're not even using the rest of the pants, any of this other stuff. So we can delete it. Delete. She's got like a bodysuit. Maybe we could use these pants. Maybe we could use these pants. No. No pants. Didn't plan on using the pants. Okay, so let's delete our avatar. We want to import our alembic. I always get the size messed up. But we'll import her, and then we may have to import her at a different size. Yeah, so she's way too tiny. So delete, re-import our alembic. Yep, her. And do it in millimeters. Now she's really tiny, so that's the wrong way. Do it in meters. Now she's too massive. Do it in inches. I'm just doing it in centimeters and make this scale 700. So that's almost the right size. So she needs to be at about 10x. Yeah, so I'm sure there's just a number for this, but whatever. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So now all we need to do is basically select our clothing here. And this is like real janky, right? But this, it'll work. And we're just going to add it to our character. And then we'll need to do a little push and pull on the old shoulders and cloth and everything, but you kind of line it up. And it's currently set to, what is it set to? 5. So I'm going to make it 10 just to get it into the right spot. If we hit play, we'll start the simulation. So we obviously need to pull it so it fits her right. Right. Same thing for this. Get out of there. Get off that hand. Jank out. There we go. There we go. Pretty cool looking. So these little twitchies, as it's sorting itself out, that could be probably fixed if we just posed her a little bit differently to start with, because it's because I dragged it through the geometry. Let's see what happens when I up this back to 5. Play. See what happens. It's got some twitchy jankies, but I'm actually not going to worry about that really. We'll see how it looks. Okay, let's go to animation. Let's record some animation. Let's just see what happens here. Boop. It would be cool to get the pants on her too, but it's just, I'm not going to do it because it's too much work. Right, on stream. I have a cool fashion shawl. That's what she's serving me. And we might kind of call this, because this is probably going to take a little while, but it's pretty cute. And I've seen these marvelous, these low poly marvelous combinations before, and they look pretty good. I'm tempted to remove the neck part. Okay, I shouldn't stop it, but I want to see what's cool. Yeah, see, this is like, that's the vibe we're going for, right? I think that'll look cool. Kind of wish it was just a scarf or something. I do think, however, we can go back and make this something that's a little bit easier. Let's make the particle sep distance, which is the kind of complexity of the cloth, and how much render time it's going to take, up that. Closer the particles are, the longer it'll take. Yeah, see how much faster this is moving. Etch-a-Sketch, I can't tell you, unfortunately. You know, we've had quite a back order on suits because we keep getting outbid for components, but we are close to having that fixed. The goal is to get back to where we were pre-pandemic, which was you order a suit and it's in the mail 2 days later. Right now, I think the way it's working is that you can purchase a suit and it gets you in line for when we have them ready in July. But the best way to find out about it is to book a demo with a team member on our website, which you can do at rokoko.com. And you can book like a live demo with someone who will be able to give you more accurate information about when you would actually receive your suit. I did see a post on the Reddit the other day about someone who was selling a V1 suit. So you can always go that route. But unfortunately, we're definitely not back to 2-week shipping. So it's going to be a couple months is what I'd imagine. But I would reach out to them for more specific information on that. Yeah, I mean, I would love, you know, it pains me to. I would love for you to buy a suit. I doubt you would have it by June. So if you're, I mean, but book a thing and a demo and like ask that question to them directly, and they'll be able to tell you if that's realistic or not. I doubt it though, from what I know, because we're still fulfilling back orders of people who are waiting on their suits, which is very painful for us. You can probably imagine this whole mess. Yeah, totally. Etch a sketch. So this is almost done. I guess we'll just wait and actually pull it back in. In the meantime, let's go and mock up this little floor action I was thinking. So I've been seeing these cute, yeah, basically capsules. Ooh, Marvelous is like making it. Oh, my Octane is on. Turn you off.